I don't fuck with rules, the news, pursuing doubloons. I want big sticks that go boom. I don't fuck with a lot of the way the laws are written to police us and protect them. I don't fuck with the media and the way that the corporate-owned news cycle is keeping us focused at large on the worst fucking things to be focused on when our cost of living is skyrocketing and our wages and our resources are being choked from us. I don't fuck with the pursuit of money as a distraction, currency, clout, but also just in general, acquiring these artificial status symbols, including money itself. The real asset to focus on is what'll help us seize the means of production. Big sticks that go boom. Wanna make moves, cool, no proof, smooth. Plead the fifth when I wanna, us to be strategic, organized, not a bunch of dumbasses who wanna storm the Capitol. That's the dumbest fucking way to go about this sort of shit. I want us to think critically, unplug from our phones. I want us to sober up, connect with people, learn from people who think differently than us, and let's get to work. Plead the fifth when I initially almost said plead the fifth when I shoot. I thought it'd be funny to switch your expectation where rhyme scheme wise, you would think that I was gonna say plead the fifth when I shoot. But instead I go plead the fifth when I which has, the SH of shoot, and it, I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. But it also does this really cool thing energy-wise where it it brings everything down, and then nah.
That shit low-key until we got more people woke up, ain't no sleepers, Lord is my shepherd.
And it just comes in, and I think it's fucking awesome. Keep that shit low-key until we got more people woke up, ain't no sleepers, Lord is my shepherd, but bitch, I am not sheepish. Keep correspondence where feds and the people pursuing the opposite simply cannot see it. A big focus of the Eat the Rich project is to dive into the different sentiments and energies behind what drives revolutionary thoughts. What would the feel of revolution look like in the way that we typically think about it? A lot of people online are out here just being just get up and fucking do some shit. The reality of revolutionary action is not nearly as glamorous as... Shut the fuck up. Contrary to me putting out a project that is high energy... Contrary to me putting out a project that's really, oh my fucking God. Where I'm at with this project is showcasing all of the different energies that come from just this primal drive to get out and shake some shit up, make some shit happen. But there are these interesting tidbits here and there lyrically that I made sure to keep in there to not be this unhinged maniac who's basically just advocating for blind action, which ultimately is a good way to get mowed down by the US Army. I wanted to start off this verse to contrast the very blunt and straightforward language in the chorus. So for it to go from plead the fifth when I moving to nah, keep that shit low key is a nod to a massive and super important precursor to any sort of real action. It goes way beyond reading books and complaining online. It goes really into getting outside of your home and working with people, getting involved with people who have been doing this for a very long time, because every major city, every state has groups of people who have been doing this for a very long time. Turning this, from online discourse, memes, and book clubs at best into, learning how to volunteer your time in the most strategic ways is kind of this. It's the sentiment behind this lyric is keep that shit low key. Until we got more people woke up, we can't have people, it has to be all of us. We cannot have people sleeping on this. We cannot move too early, and we cannot move without the right mindset and without the right leadership, and understanding what each of our role is in what could be the most important part of American history. Lord is my shepherd, but bitch, I am not sheepish. I like to poke a lot of fun at Christian nationalists, hiding behind the scripture, the Bible, and these ideas behind Christ's teachings to pick on the weak and to further the move towards fascism and help install dictators and effectively use government to impose their will onto others, because the majority consensus is that they're not objectively correct. So I like to just throw in and kind of reclaim that language all the time. I got collapsible stocks, the pillars of ivory tower. Behind the iron veil lies a coward. Collapsible stocks are components of more aggressive weapons than your standard baseball bat or handgun. It also references the collapsible stock market, which props up the oligarchy and all of the oppressive systems that we, the common folk, are fucked up with. So the double entendre is I can use a collapsible stock to collapse those who uphold the stock market. Pillars of ivory tower, behind the iron veil lies a coward. The iron veil is kind of a humorous point at the Iron Curtain, which was during the Cold War, what we referred to as Russia. The irony being, me advocating in my revolution talk for a more socialist, worker-owned economy. The idea of using American propaganda against Soviet Russia terminology to describe America itself in this modern day is just kind of some interesting humor that I wanted to throw on these lyrics. Not a man but a mouse, just surrounded by cheese that's been rotten for a couple generations. Billionaire steady chilling in my basement, no cryo. You won't be hearing from them for a while. If you ain't I, then you never know what I know. Bitch, I'm tapping in, go spinal. So much of the ruling classes inherited generational wealth that they did not work for, and even the people they inherited it from exploited that from the labor of others. And when I wanted to characterize this person in this line, behind the iron veil lies a coward, not a man, but a mouse. This idea that you need luxury and decadence to shield yourself from your aversion to pain and to satisfy your inhumane craving for pleasure at the expense of others is a revoking of your humanity. You're not a man, you're a mouse. Just surrounded by cheese that's been rotten for a couple of generations. That cheese is rotten for generations. It's so much money, you could never spend it. It holds no nutritional value to you. You are spiritually devoid. And I wanted to, find a way to characterize that. Billionaire steady chilling in my basement, no cryo. You see in movies, billionaires like having cryo chambers to wait out the apocalypse and having these doomsday bunkers to wait out nuclear fallout. This is not them avoiding civil war in some fancy cryo chamber, some escape bunker that's got plasma screen TVs. This is them on ice in my fucking basement because y'all got. It's the Million Man March, but it's feeling like July though, declaring my independence, my gender pendant, and we swinging the pendulum, it's getting messy. Million Man March, very important moment in American history, playing on that term with the month March, but it's feeling like July. That time in history in the 1700s when America had to do this shit to an oppressive fucking monarch. And lo and behold, here we are, not even 300 years later, having to do the same thing. Because now it's time to build a country for all of us. There's something that I feel is really important with queer visibility and queer agency in these revolutionary spaces, especially Black trans women who often are too busy putting in the work and being talked over to actually have their experiences be broadcasted to the level that a lot of white gay men are. But I did want to just really put a solid nod to queerness as a force of human nature driving this liberation of not just human expression, but the resources needed for all human beings to just be and let be, live and let live. And it's really tough to do that when you, as a working person, are emotionally exhausted and you're more concerned about grocery and gas prices and how the fuck you're gonna pay rent than you are about learning someone's pronouns or learning how to be cool with somebody. A lot of us are just really on edge, and it's by design, and it's fucked up. So, I don't know, get off your phone and do some shit about it.
With the farewell.